It's McQuarrie with the give to Nixon. Nixon right up the middle like he was shot out of a cannon. He's across the 35. Knocked down by David Mandler, but not before Jeff Nixon picks up a first down out to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Little Lions.
And this is what the State College offense has been missing the last couple of series. Just getting Nixon through. Just the smallest crack is all he needs, and he can break one. He does it right there. A pickup of about 13, 14 yards. Excuse me, 17 yards.
And give Mandler credit, 6 feet, 165 pounds. He stood there and just took a great lick from Jeff Nixon as the Little Lions get a positive first down play from Jeff Nixon. Boy, that wind is really whipping around out there. 1st and 10, Little Lions. Nixon again, straight up the gut. This time he is met by Josh Currents in a rather rude fashion. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
And Ryan Smith for Upper St. Clair did a good job of fighting off the block from the pulling guard on that left side of the offensive line, coming over to the right to try and confuse that Upper St. Clair defense a little bit, but nobody was fooled.
Jeff Karras has checked into the backfield for the Little Lions as Ron Pavlichko tries to figure out a way to get his team into the end zone before halftime. 28-13, Upper St. Clair out in front. 2nd down and 9. This is Nixon in motion. Slow motion. McQuarrie straight back to throw. Has a man. This is Hall, complete at the 40 to the 35 to the 34, where Dave Mandler will make the stop. Tough throw to make against the wind, but give McQuarrie credit. He hit Chris Hall right in stride.
But that was also a case, and you're not going to see it once again from this ground level camera. Not a greatly thrown ball, but it is on the mark. Nixon was getting double covered on the inside, cutting across the middle of the field, and that just left one man on the receiver, and that's what made that play work for Chris Hall.
And you wonder why that wasn't a tight spiral? The flag will tell you there. 1st and 10, Little Lions at the Upper St. Clair 34. Best drive the Lions have had since their 2nd possession. This is Nixon. Big hole over the left side. He is across the 30. Pickup of 4. 2nd down 6. As Mark Hondrew and Todd Amick are there to make the stop for Upper St. Clair.
Clock rolling. We're approaching 2 minutes left before the half. State College has to be encouraged by this ball movement now that they're getting the ball down the field, take some momentum into the half and come out and try and make more of a ball game of this in the second half.
You have to question whether a field goal is even worth trying against this wind. They might have to just try to get in the end zone. Colte in motion. And McQuarrie wants a timeout. Didn't like what he saw. I imagine he was going to audibilize, but Upper St. Clair showed something that didn't make sense. So with 1:50 left and State College trailing 28-13, the Little Lions are going to head over to the sideline and talk about things with head coach Ron Pavlichko.
Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, of course, we'll have highlights on Action News of this game as well as the Lock Haven game. Is that tonight on the night beat or at 6 o'clock?
No, we'll have that at 6 o'clock. Lock Haven in action against Blackhawk. Blackhawk, of course, the defending state champion in basketball. A chance to play for a state title in football, but not that I'm rooting or anything, but I'd really like to see Mike Packer's squad say no to Blackhawk.
That's a terrific football team at Lock Haven that lost to this State College team by just 1 point, 7-6 earlier in the season. Of course, the winner of that game will more than likely take on Berwick in the state championship. Is it Keith Powlis, the quarterback for Berwick, that is getting all the national attention?
Yeah, he's a big kid, 6'5", about 225 pounds. He's on everybody's wish list all across the country. And, Notre Dame sort of has a hold on that area of the country for some reason. And I understand that he's leaning in that direction a little bit, although he is not committed anywhere at this point. I'll tell you, it'll be a great chance for all you folks that are at home watching this. Just a chance to see the team that is ranked #1 in the country by USA Today. That is, if they win today, which I'm sure they will. You'll want to be here to see it. 2nd down and 6, Little Lions, 1:50 left in the half. They trail 28-13. McQuarrie, play action. Better hurry. He's in trouble. See if he can get rid of it. He throws it away. Just short. Intended for Jeff Nixon. Give Mike McQuarrie a lot of credit. 1 for not taking the sack, and 2 almost completing the pass.
A little disappointed in Jeff Nixon, though. He had a chance. He saw his quarterback was in trouble with the pass rush. Didn't come back to his quarterback to make it easier. Kept drifting down the field. If he comes back, even though that ball was not well thrown. If he comes back to his quarterback, he's able to make that catch and pick up some yardage, but he did not do that. That's one of the things that Nixon will learn when he gets into the Division 1A ranks.
Plus, when you come back and make a catch, a guy like Jeff Nixon with the ball in the open field, he can make anything happen. 3rd down and 6, a minute 42 left. State College, I would think, is in 4-down territory, although we did see Eric Wagner warming up in case there's a field goal try. Nixon's in motion. Bauer is the lone setback behind McQuarrie. He's straight back to throw, has time, intended for Nixon, almost picked off by that man again. Joe Romano having a big day for Upper St. Clair. He could have had a touchdown had he held on to that football.
State College relies on the big play from that flanker screen. They use it against Altoona. Nixon was able to score a touchdown, but right there, it was Mark Hondrew getting through just a little quicker, I think, to put pressure on McQuarrie than McQuarrie would like to see. He just needs a little bit more time. He threw that ball poorly at best, and it was all because of the pressure that came through from Mark Hondrew.
So on 4th down and 6, the Little Lions are going to take a timeout and think about it. I don't think there's a decision as to whether to try the field goal or not. They are just trying to figure out how to pick up the 1st down with a minute 38 left to go here in the half. A touchdown here for the Little Lions would be a huge boost because after getting off to that great start, it has been all Upper St. Clair.
Yeah, talking about a field goal with these weather conditions, I'm not sure that either Morton or Gary Anderson could make a field goal for State College.
I know Morton couldn't because that guy kicks in a dome, and he wouldn't even have a clue. At least Gary is familiar with this type of weather condition, which you're going to be a part of tomorrow.
Right.
As the Steelers take on those dynamic Seattle Seahawks. Say hi to David Daniels for me.
You know
he's doing a good job on special teams for Seattle.
I noticed that in the win against Denver, he made a tackle on special teams. But Cortez Kennedy,
oh man,
I'm looking forward to seeing that guy play because I'm not sure that Duval Love can handle it.
I don't think Duval is going to sleep well tonight. Did you read the paper where Duval was watching the game with his wife, and his wife said after one, "Oh, he's not that tough." Then the game sort of wore on, and his wife goes to Duval, "You're going to have a long day, honey." 4th down and 6 yards to go, a minute 38. State College trailing 28-13. Big play here for the Little Lions. McQuarrie straight back to throw.
Has Nixon over the middle.
Throws across the middle and incomplete. David Mandler there defensively. The pass was intended for 25, Chris Hall. So it'll be Upper St. Clair taking over on downs. Good protection that time for McQuarrie, but even better coverage by Upper St. Clair.
I don't think McQuarrie took his eyes off Hall that entire play because he had Nixon open at about the 20-yard line, just drifting over there. Over the middle would have been enough for 1st down yardage, but instead Upper St. Clair takes over. They have 2 timeouts left with a minute 30, so let's see what they can do.
I don't imagine they're going to air it out, but the way they run the ball, I mean, a big play can happen at any time. Well, they will send Joe Vivano wide to the right and a 2-receiver set. The backs are in the eye behind Tomko, the junior. The give is to Zach Ellis over the right side, trying to turn the corner. Weakland can't make the stop, and Ellis will get out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. A flag is down. Darren Narver there to make the stop for the Little Lions.
Looked like Ross Drenning just about tackled Keith Sabo.
And that's not allowed when you're on offense.
Yeah, Keith Sabo, number 70, just tackled.
And that will be the call. Jimmy Goodeye, that will be a hold against Upper St. Clair. That'll march them back deep into their own territory. With a minute 24, looks like this could be the deficit for the Little Lions at halftime. It's certainly what the Little Lions are hoping for, unless they can maybe force a turnover here and get a little fire started that way.
Also at halftime, we'll bring you up to date on the first half statistics, courtesy of Charlie Fisher, our statistician for, it seems, every game we do.
Our guru of stats.
And Skip Dry, our spotter, our skipper.
Our czar.
Doing the spottering.
Our czar of the spot. Mike Fratello has nothing on you guys. Nothing. Who? The czar of the telestrator. So that'll back up Upper St. Clair, bring up a 1st down and 22, a minute 17 left in the half, 28-13. Upper St. Clair out in front. This is Ellis again over the right side. He's across the 25 and out to about the 29-yard line. Stopped there by Dave Rocco. And he'll get about half of the 22 yards back. 2nd down and 12. We're under a minute on a running clock. I think Upper St. Clair will probably be content to head into the locker room with its 28-13 lead.
Yeah, in a situation like this, Ellis just making sure that he holds on to the football, not trying to do anything stupid or give up the football this deep in Upper St. Clair territory. This probably will be the last play of the half.
Tomko gives to Ellis again, strung out to the right side. Host of little line defenders, including John Sandusky, there to make the stop. And Darren Narber also there to help out. 24 seconds. And I'm not sure Upper St. Clair will even huddle up and take another crack. Down at that far in your own end, the only thing that can really happen is something bad. So I imagine they'll be content to go into the locker room with this 28-13 lead at the half. And what a strange ball game. State College comes out, first 2 possessions, break big plays and score a pair of touchdowns, and then Upper St. Clair just said, wait a minute here, we're number 1 in the state, and they just made a big thing. So that's the deal right here. After 2 quarters of play, it is Upper St. Clair 28, State College 13. We'll be back with halftime activities right after this. Yeah.
Yeah. Who scored the first touchdown for St. Clair? Was that Hamrick? Hamrick, yeah. McQuarrie's what, 47 yards? 58.
Yeah, I'll have Jimmy do that. I'll just stick him on my headset. Okay.
Hey, what day was it that you made the announcement that you were given the, do you remember? Yeah, okay.
I think I have a calendar.
It was a good talk about how everything you've had to do to get ready. Welcome back to Altoona's Mansion Park for the Quad A Western Championship. We're at the half where Upper St. Clair out of District 7 leads District 6 State College by a score of 28-13. We're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights. First of all, State College jumping out to a 13-0 lead in the first quarter via the big play. This is Mike McQuarrie. This run set up off the option thanks to a couple of early pass plays that McQuarrie was able to complete. And then he's gone into the secondary, 58 yards for the touchdown. And that gives State College a 7-0 lead. And they would make it 13-0 a little bit later in the quarter. 7 minutes to play in the first. Jeff Nixon, more than 100 yards rushing in that first half. He picks up 90 of it on one play. We'll get a chance to take a look at that in just a second. Nixon's broken off a couple of big runs in this first half, but it was the 90-yard touchdown run that helped give State College an early lead. It looked like we were on our way to a surprising upset of the #1 ranked team in the state, that being Upper St. Clair. Watch Nixon. All he needs is a crack, and he can break it. Fakes to the outside, busted back inside, and then it's just a foot race. Number 19 for Upper St. Clair was giving chase. Of course, that's Mark Rutledge, but he was no match for the 4.5 40 speed of Jeff Nixon. The extra point was missed by State College, and that seemed to give life to Upper St. Clair, because Upper St. Clair would come back with 4 unanswered touchdowns to take a 28-13 lead. That's where we stand at the half. And I'll tell you what, Upper St. Clair has an outstanding running back of its own in number 35, Alan Hamrick, a 6'3", 195-pound senior. He's going to put State College on the board with the first of 2 touchdowns for him in the first half. This is just a 3-yard run on 4th and 2. He gets into the end zone, and Upper St. Clair would add 3 more touchdowns to give us that 28-13 halftime lead. Right now we have Altoona's Public Relations Director, Tom Bradley, standing by to talk about next week's Super Bowl of high school football. Tom, I'd like to call Altoona Title Town, with apologies to Green Bay, Wisconsin, but they're going to be handing out 4 state football titles to high school teams from around the state next week, and that'll be the first time in the history of state football in Pennsylvania that they'll be doing that. What made Altoona the perfect choice?
Well, I think there were a number of factors, Jim. First of all, the Quad A game went extremely well here last year, and the teams that were involved in that championship game, Erie Prep and Central Bucks West, both commented that they loved the facility, number 1. Number 2, they liked the hospitality they received here. And number 3, Altoona was an easy place to get to with the new highway. So we started lobbying the PIAA right after the first of the year to suggest that we'd like to host all 4 games at this site. And in May, we received the official word that indeed that would happen. So we're certainly very excited about it.
Tom Bradley, the Public Relations Director for the Altoona School District, with us, talking about some of the things you've had to do now as a group, along with the Visitors Bureau in Blair County, to try and get everything ready. What are some of the things folks will be able to look forward to when they come in, if they're not just football fans here to see the game?
Well, actually, we've been working since probably spring to get some things put together. There's a lot more than just 4 football games taking place here, and of course we've had a lot of logistical things to discuss to get ready for next week, including snow removal should we get another weekend like we have this weekend. But just as an example, the Convention and Visitors Bureau sent packets of information to all 16 semifinalist schools this week, so that on their way home in the bus today, if they're lucky enough to win, they've got some materials to read about lodging and dining and all kinds of other attractions in Altoona. And we'll have a welcome center set up in the lobby of the Ramada Hotel, which is the championship headquarters for the weekend. All the other lodging properties will be tied into that, and they'll have all kinds of information that the visiting spectators might need to take the advantage of.
You're also expecting a lot of people here in the way of media. If we can have our photographers out in the field take a shot of what you've had to do to the press box up here. You've added facilities for the influx of media that will come in for this game. First of all, I have to congratulate the school district on what you've done with the press box up here. I'm warmer here than if I was in Florida right now. But what you've been able to do to add to the facility that you had to get ready for. How many media people are you expecting?
Well, I have probably gotten inquiries from close to 100 media already, and most every newspaper in the state that has any kind of a major following is sending at least one reporter in, and of course we haven't even heard from the schools that will definitely be here. So I have my hands full trying to find a spot for everybody next week and keeping them happy, but we're confident we're going to be able to do that.
You could see the canopy in front of the press box that has had to be added for that 100 or so media people that will be coming in for the game. How much of a boost would it be to see a State College or a Lock Haven, a team from District 6, win a Western Final and come in here with that kind of a crowd?
Well, certainly that would be great to have one of our local teams, at least one of our local teams involved. And I want to stress, Jim, you know, one of the things, that's the one variable we can't control next weekend is the size of the crowd. And we hope that our Central Pennsylvania football fans come out and see at least one of the games. State championship games in the past have not been well attended. Many of these schools do not have a big following. Even Upper St. Clair, with the weather conditions today, might be lucky to have 200 or 300 fans over there. Nothing would help the PIAA make up their mind faster about making Altoona a permanent site than to see 4 maybe even sellout crowds next weekend. So we hope that Central Pennsylvania football fans turn out in droves next week, whether their team is involved or not. As far as economic impact goes, we'd love to see Lock Haven and State College, but any of the teams, we certainly welcome with open arms. Many have already made hotel reservations tentatively for next week. And this is a time of the year when the lodging properties have plenty of rooms to give out. So those folks are ecstatic about the whole concept of the weekend. And,
you talk about attendance, I guess, with the sponsorships that are involved with area businesses, including WTAJ. Over 1,000 tickets have already been sold, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. We have 10 area businesses that have come forth with some money to help support it, and they got game tickets in exchange for that.
All right. We're going to take a break. Come back with some more halftime festivities, including statistics. We've been talking to Altoona Public Relations Director Tom Bradley about next week's Super Bowl of high school football when Altoona will become Title Town. We're going to come right back here right after this timeout.
All right.
Hey, who are you taking a picture of? Take that camera off. Yeah, we had to give those guys credit out there. Keith Pohl and Tom Schneider, our photographers, braving the elements here. Keith Singer and Jody Gill, our other photographers, doing a good job braving the elements during this Western Final, the Quad A Championship for the Western Final. And it's Upper St. Clair leading right now at the half, 28-13. Paul, you have some first half statistics.
Yeah, I'm also concerned Tom Schneider may have jinxed his State College team because State College beat his alma mater, Erie Prep, to get here. So I hope he removes the jinx by the second half. First downs, very even. In fact, all the stats are pretty even. State College was 6, Upper St. Clair with 8. Rushing, well, you have to realize Jeff Nixon had a 90-yard run, so figure that into the equation. Upper St. Clair has been very strong on the rushing of the football. 20 carries, 200 yards passing. State College pretty efficient with 59 yards through the air. Upper St. Clair only with 19. That is on 4 of 10 and 1 of 2 passing. 231 total yards for the Little Lions, 219 for the Panthers. Turnovers so far, we've had none. In penalties, which you don't see, we'll just tell you about. State College has been penalized twice for 10 yards. Upper St. Clair once for 11. Time of possession, State College, 12 minutes and 10 seconds. USC, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. So you can see that everywhere but where it counts on the scoreboard, State College is either even or better than Upper St. Clair. But, Jamie, you take a look at the drives and see what happened on those 4 straight drives for Upper St. Clair after they fell behind 13-0. They just sort of took over.
Yeah, a punt, and then down and out with 4 downs late in the second quarter after the 2 touchdowns with State College starting those drives at their own 20 and their own 11-yard line. But Upper St. Clair, after opening with a series of a punt, they come up with 4 straight possessions of a touchdown in each one of those, and those touchdowns have been unanswered so far. So, you know, I really was interested to see the amount of time of possession difference there might be. I'm surprised that State College is leading in that category, considering that the one drive that Upper St. Clair had, their first touchdown drive, took up 7 minutes and 1 second. I thought that might have been a stat way in the favor of Upper St. Clair.
Well, the reason being, one touchdown, of course, was a punt return,
sure.
So there's no time of possession there. The second 77-yard run.
As long as it takes you to run 77 yards,
right, that was the first play of the drive, so that's your time of possession there. So, you know, a team that has won by the big play all year. State College has about 30 plays over 30 yards or more. They've had, you know, 95 and 94-yard runs for touchdowns. They have to get some big plays here in the second half and take away the big plays from Upper St. Clair. Jeff Nixon right now in the game, 8 carries, 116 yards. Remember, one of those was a 90-yard touchdown. Mike McQuarrie, 4 for 10, 59 yards. He's run it once for 58 yards and a touchdown. Hamrick, who's just been very impressive, getting every yard he can. 10 carries, 150 yards. And Ellis, 6 carries, 32 yards. And it is a 28-13 lead for Upper St. Clair.
The contrast in the fan support, at least State College fans are still rooting, waiting for the two teams to come out here to start the second half. They should be doing that when we come back after this timeout. Stay tuned.